have it. It's all about prices, prices, prices at this point. Let's talk about prospects for renewable energy in solving Nigeria's high energy cost problem. And definitely we're seeing Nigerians have to pay so much, at the pumps to fill up their cars now. And we know what the Band A customers are going through right now. But joining us now, we have Dr. Sam Falaye, the CEO, Saglev, joining me right here at the studio. Great to have you on the show. Good morning.
Thank you, Laddie.
Yeah,
Thank
so,
you so much.
Yeah, definitely. I hope your line is still active, at this point, because I guess we're able to talk, so your line is good.
Yes, absolutely.
Quite interesting.
Absolutely.
But I'm sure you're, analyzing what's going on, right now. We're seeing the planned protests for the 1st of August. Talk to me about, your thoughts on the matter.
Well, as far as protests go, every democratic society has to have a means by which citizens express their grievances. At the same time, the government also has its responsibility in keeping security. So my own concern, just as a business person, is that, a lot of miscalculations can happen on both sides. And so there is the importance of calm heads to prevail, because regardless of what happens, you're not going to solve the problem overnight. We didn't get into this problem, overnight. We're not going to solve it overnight. So both parties have significant responsibility in, gauging their calculations so that there is no disastrous miscalculations where there is loss of life, or where there is a loss of there's anarchy, and then the government is unable to control the security of the society. So this is very bothersome for just any business person out there, is that, calm heads have to prevail. And that's just my own...
So we need more calm heads,
we definitely
at this point.
Yeah.
All right, so we know one of the issues, the rising prices at this point, and we've seen how much PMS prices have stoked the other prices right now. But, talk to me about renewable energy, because we've seen that touted as the solution, at this point, or could solve most part of it. But we're also seeing huge investments, when it comes to, if you want to get a solar panel, at this time. Even though we're seeing solar panel prices, dropping international market, coming here is still quite expensive. How are you seeing that?
Well, so renewables generally, are getting more affordable just from the dilutionary effect of the mass. The more, more people get into this, the overall cost of production is less. So my own area is specifically in electric vehicles, as you know, and we are, of course, part of the renewables industry. Same thing is happening worldwide. There are more EVs, and then just the numbers. Battery technology is getting more, extensive, and cost of battery production is going, and people are understanding the advantages of driving an electric vehicle. So just that effect alone is bringing the cost down. And, there's this rumor, so to speak, where people believe, well, electric vehicles are so expensive, you can't touch them, but that is actually not the fact.
Because I'm seeing, for electric vehicles, I don't mind an electric vehicle right now. That would save me what I'm spending, at the pumps. But there's also the Band A issue, at this time. And you have to charge, most of it. And we know, those of us on Band A know what we're having to pay, at this time to keep the lights on. So you're going to have to take some of that to charge your car. So how are you seeing that balancing there?
Well, so honestly, you have to really, it's a mathematical problem. It's just simple math. If you have a Band A, first of all, what percentage of Nigerians are on Band A? Less than 15%. So that's one thing. The other issue is, even if you do the math, let me give you an example. A ride-hailing driver who's driving the smallest known vehicle out there is paying 12,000 naira a day to fuel their vehicle. The same ride-hailing driver, if you were driving a full-size vehicle, can be spending 20,000 naira a day. Now, if you are charging and you are not on Band A, it will be costing you 2,500 naira. Even if you were on Band A, 4,000 naira. So, again, what I tell people is that as time goes on, we are here to bring the good news of electric vehicle. People will start realizing this. Don't forget, our ancestors used to ride horses.
Right.
Then they found out, oh, it's better to use a chariot. Then they found out it's better to use a car.
Right.
That's really where we are. So there's a lot of misconceptions around this, but there is no way you're going to be driving an EV where your cost is not going to come down. Now, you also have to understand if your price, if you need to be driving a $20,000 EV, then don't go try to drive a $150,000 electric vehicle. But there's a lot of, definitely an EV will always save you many ways.
Right.
It's going to save you on the cost of power. It's going to save you on your maintenance cost. It's going to save you on your total cost of ownership. And don't forget, electric vehicles don't have oil change. These 80 moving parts as opposed to 4,000 moving parts. So all the parts that take you to your mechanic in a regular internal don't exist in an electric vehicle.
All right, but looking at the situation in Nigeria right now, we know most of the non-EVs are imported, right now. So are we going to have to be importing, most of these EVs again, which would also have to drive up the price when you do the exchange rate and all of that?
Okay.
Are we assembling here?
Yes, absolutely. So that is why, as a company, like I said, I was born here. I've been driving electric vehicles in the United States since 2012, and I've always wondered, why are Nigerians as smart and fantastic as we are, why are we not driving EVs? So the solution really, in my mind, was, well, we have to find a way of sustainably driving these EVs. And that's why our company, we've been on the ground for over 4 years just planning, and we're just now starting to manufacture. Of course, we thought that we don't want to just import cars. We have to make cars here. And that's why we've started with assembling from semi-knockdown, which means we bring a vehicle that is about 50% complete, we complete it here. And then the next stage after that is to go to CKD, where the complexity of manufacturing is more. And then we go to fully building a vehicle from scratch. Now, there's a process to that. We have to have a lot of support from policy, from the government. We have to have accessory makers. For instance, while I make an electric vehicle, if I don't have, say, a battery maker, somebody that does upholstery, somebody that does technicians that are going to work, all these things have to be in place for us to do more, complex manufacturing. But I have to, when the government does something positive, we must give, the government is doing their best to put in things like the National Automotive Industry Development Plan. So, Rome was not built in a day.
Yeah.
But the reason you talk about Rome is that Rome kept building.
So we keep building.
We keep building.
Right.
And the problem is, over our 63-year history, we made incremental progress, then we stopped. And then we took steps back. And, unfortunately, our level of manufacturing now is actually even lower than what we did in the 70s.
Definitely, so much impacting the manufacturing industry from rates and all of that. But definitely, we want to start moving forward at this time. We need to bring these prices down any way possible. It was great having your perspective, Dr. Sam Fale is the CEO of Saglev. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much, Ladi. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Bye. All right, so definitely, we need to use as much cheaper alternatives at this point, and hopefully the alternatives stay cheap at this point. So thank you so much for watching. I will give you a summary of the stock market close. It's just a few trading days for this week, just about 3. I'll hand things over now to the Sunrise Daily team.